How's it going, folks? We're live here on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. It's been a while since I've done a podcast with Gaz. Last time I had you on, Gaz, was what we thought about the AC Milan game. I went and
I
saw
think
Soro.
I think the fans were ready to burn the stadium down last time I was
Uh,
on.
it's been a massive change since the last time I've been on. Happy Christmas to you, and I
Yeah,
hope you have a good New Year as well. So, good result today. What do you think of the result today? So,
brilliant. I managed to catch it today. I thought we looked again. We looked solid in that kind of triangle of Soro, Turnbull, and Christie, McGregor. I, I, uh, I thought we were a lot better going forward. Griffiths and Eddie looks a lot better partnership. Seems to have found that wee kind of formation. It's almost that light bulb moment when he found the 3-5-2 formation and it worked for him. So I'm hoping that the 4-4-2 will be a similar scenario and we can kick on for now.
I'll tell you one thing: it was three cracking goals today. Absolute
Oh,
belters.
so I couldn't believe Soros. I couldn't believe Soro hitting it for there. Brilliant goal. And Eddie's was class as well. Turnbull took his goal really well. And obviously, that's his fourth goal in 6 games. Brilliant to see the wee man getting a crack at the first team, and it looks so dangerous. Turnbull, and I really like his distribution, his deliveries into the box is a whole lot better than what we've been used to.
That's the question. Like we're all saying, Soro's been class. Obviously, attacking like midfield wise, defensively, so calm, composed. Even tracking back, he's been class. It's been unbelievable since he came in for the Lille game. Now, obviously, he didn't play the cup final. He came on the cup final, but there's another question answered regards his shooting capabilities. Unbelievable goal. It was a cracking goal, and I was watching it on I was watching it on Dundee United TV, and they were saying that the keeper should have done better. Where it was a cracking finish. The dip on it, like the dip.
I mean, I did think it took a deflection just because of the way it went in, but obviously watching it again, he's just cracked it for 30 yards and it's flew in. No, I don't think you can blame the keeper. I think it's a bit of a squiggler to be honest. But he's just caught it brilliantly and delighted for his first Celtic goal.
And what do you think of Turnbull's goal? Were you impressed with Turnbull today?
Again, I've been impressed with Turnbull since he's came into the squad. Delighted that he got his goal in his debut goal in Europe, and obviously delighted even with his performance in a torrential Hamilton on Saturday. That was not an easy game to play in. Hamilton's not the easiest ground to go to in the best of
He
conditions.
was
Never
he
mind.
was he was playing short. He had a short sleeve jersey on, and then halfway with the long sleeve on. He was like, "Jesus, an absolute
Aye,
belter
but
today."
I mean, he took his goal so well today, Jane, and hopeful for more of the same on Saturday.
Was it 4 goals in 6 games?
Aye, it's a really impressive record for a boy from Motherwell, and obviously, we're touching on another boy we got from Motherwell, obviously Phil O'Donnell. Unfortunately, it was his anniversary during the week there
Yesterday, yesterday,
yesterday. Aye,
40 years.
um, aye, that was he was another one of my favourites when I was growing up in the 90s, and I loved watching him. Loved watching him for Celtic. Him and Simon were two of my favourites growing up, and I really hope that we Turnbull can turn it to be similar kind of thing in terms of liking his playing, loving how he's just so attack minded, and that's what we've been missing
He's
in
he's
that
made
Celtic team.
I think him and Soros are getting the best out of McGregor. McGregor's actually stepping up to the plate now,
Uh
and
huh.
the energy of Callum McGregor today, even he does be pushed onto the wings as well. He There is an engine there, and we're starting to see the McGregor that we've never seen before.
It's hard.
Fantastic. He's
Aye,
starting to show that can be a captain.
it's hard because obviously when you look back to the Hearts Cup final, I was actually saying that let's play Soro instead of Bruni. I was surprised that he
So
played.
was I.
I was surprised it started Bruni, but then you see how Bruni plays, and it poses a dilemma for Saturday because do you also go with Bruni on Saturday because of how he played against Hearts, or do you go with Soro? I think Soro's undroppable.
Everybody's asking about the game on Saturday. We're going to talk about the game on Saturday in a couple of minutes, folks. We're going to talk about score predictions, starting lineup as well. If you're watching on Facebook, we appreciate you can tag a friend or share it. If you happen to see Gaz's page, guys, runs a page called Celtic Appreciation Page with Babs and Michael. So give it a like. Celtic Appreciation Page, they're up to 12k, so give it a like. They're on Instagram as well, CFC Appreciation Page. But regards to Edward, like I didn't Edward's work rate today, you could see him even the first half he's tracking back. Lee's starting to get the best out of him. That formation suiting him. People are just saying on the channel there about Laxall. Like, what do you think of Laxall today?
I thought it was alright. I don't know whether he's been used too much or too much has been asked of him. I know he likes to get forward. And obviously Greg Taylor's been kind of deputising at times for him and giving him a bit of a rest. But I thought he had a decent enough game, nothing special. But I've seen better out of him. But obviously, you've got to, you can't play really well every week, and you can't be a star man every week. So
I thought Frimpong was outstanding today. Really good.
Exactly. Do you know what? I was actually going to touch on him because he comes in for a lot of stick, Jeremy Frimpong, and people saying his final ball's poor and he needs to bulk up, and he does need to bulk up, but do you know what? He puts his body in the line for Celtic and he takes some amount of abuse on the park. Do you know what I mean? He takes some dents and bruises and, flying into advertising holdings and all the rest of it, and he took a really slow one a day. One of the Sunday League ones, do you know what I mean? I don't know who the Dundee United player was that kicked the ball off his face, but it really looked a slow in a cold winter's day. That can really hurt. But I couldn't believe that was Odsonne Edouard's first goal in open play since Hamilton, since the start of the season.
It's been shocking, isn't
it? It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I know he's obviously scored penalties and maybe free kicks, but incredible to think that kind of stat is out there.
Just the people that's watching the Bruni Cup. The 9 in a row. Hopefully, we can get 10 in a row. Hopefully. Okay, what we look back to what was a month ago. Things have changed. Look, before clean sheets, I think a lot of us were like Barcast today. I was like, oh, here we go. He's going to get a liability. He pulled off the save, but the ball was going to the back of the net until Julian cleared it off the line. I cut it off the line and smashed it to the post. It looked sore.
That was a weird one because I don't know if Julian just didn't know the player was there. But he looked very slow and kind of tracking back. And I don't know if maybe he's been carrying an injury or he was hobbling, but he's obviously done well to track back and clear the ball off the line. But it is obviously the bad news. He left Celtic Park in crutches tonight, so it's not looking good for him in terms of the...
He was on a stretcher. He was coming off the park.
He looked really bad when he came off. He looked in a lot of pain.
I'll tell you one thing. When Beaton came on, I found Beaton was just at a slow pace compared to the rest of the team. The team were at a high tempo today. Even Dundee and United were at a high tempo. They had their chances. Look, at Barkas is a clean sheet. He won't be my starter for Saturday. I still don't believe he could be number one. He needs more time.
Personally, I wouldn't have dropped Hazard because I think Hazard was a lot more commanding on Saturday against Hamilton. In tough conditions, I thought he done really well to keep a clean sheet against Hamilton. I thought he deserved his chance today, which would have led him into Saturday. It would have been a risk to play Hazard at Ibrox on Saturday. But if you're talking between Barkas and Bain, I would have put Bain in today. Knowing fine well I would have put him in on Saturday, just because I think he's a safer pair of hands. I still think Barkas gives me heart failure, honestly, when he tries to save a ball. You just feel as if he's going to spill it or do something crazy. And looking at some of the goals he does concede, he's not made a massive error in goals for Celtic yet, but it's a lot of the goals that he's conceded, you're kind of thinking, should I saved that? So it'll be interesting to see what happens on Saturday. But I think with Barkas and goals, it could be a mistake.
I don't want to play him on Saturday. But overall, it was a good result today. We ended the yearly campaign, and we were only talking about it there before we came on here. We only played 10 games in the start of 2020 until when the last game was St. Mirren. I know we played obviously the Copenhagen games as well, but it was a good season last season. I know we obviously were still celebrating the quad treble as well, which was a remarkable achievement. But crazy to think that Alton Edwards finished the season last season at 29 goals. I don't even know how many goals he's on this season. I think he's on about 12. Could be wrong. People want to correct me there. I didn't check the stats before I came on. And 12 goals in all competitions. Could be less than that. Because I know he scored against Sparta Prague and then Milan, and obviously scoring the penalties and stuff like that as well. The penalties. I want to go back to the cup final. What did you think of Gordon's response to when he dinged him?
With the penalty?
Yeah.
I think he overthought it. I think he thought about it too much. Because you can kind of see it when you watch it back. You can kind of see it in his eyes. He knows Edward's going to go down the middle. He knows he's going to dink it, but at the last minute, I think he just thinks, no, he's going to put it in the corner. And you can see as soon as he goes, he knows that he's made the mistake. And I think he's probably more angry at himself than at Edward. I don't think there's any kind of bad blood there. Do you know what I mean? I know it looked that way, but as for the response about the penalty, I thought it was world class.
Very good in yourself.
Absolutely world class. If Messi or Ronaldo does that, do you know what I mean? Everybody's raving about it.
Right, we'll move on to the Rangers game. So, how confident are you going into Saturday?
A lot more confident than the last time I was on the podcast, put it that way.
How is the 57 people confident about Saturday going to Saturday? Because I'm telling you one thing, I think Celtic have hit fifth gear. Finally, they've hit fifth gear. I think today was a massive step. It looked like the old Celtic. You know, literally, that midfield was every time Soro got the ball, it was exciting. It was buzzing. You know, and I said, I didn't think you had a goal in him. To get that goal, unbelievable. Oyer did do a run today and he did mess up on it. He cost a goal, but overall, in the last 4 weeks, I think Oyer's runs have been crucial. Even
when he gallops forward like that, he's class, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and Turnbull has to play. The only thing I could say fault about Turnbull at the moment is he still doesn't have a full 90 minutes under the belt. What could we have reserved there? Like, I know Rodgers came on today. Yeah, he came on. Beaton came on. I don't know what the stories of Mikey Johnson. I don't know if he's going to use him as a wild card on Saturday. But overall, Saturday it's the biggest game of the season. It's, as I said to you before we came on, I don't know if many Celtic fans are watching this tonight and think the same thing. This is the biggest game in the last 10 years domestically. Last time we had a hype about a league game like this is when Rangers actually got promoted when we played them and we scalped them 5-1, losing them LA. That was the last time we had a hype about it's such a big game like this league game.
I would go with the starting lineup that faced Dundee United today. That would be my team for Saturday, obviously minus Julian. I would put Beaton in.
Would you play Beaton ahead of Duffy?
Yeah, 100%. To be honest, I know Duffy started to kind of gel a wee bit with the team and he started to play well in a couple of games. He still wasn't great, and then obviously the Hearts game, I just thought it was a nightmare. I thought it was an absolute nightmare, and especially in the second half. First half, I thought the whole team was great, and then the second half, everybody lost their shape, everybody pressed the panic button, and we didn't really know what to do for long spells and even in extra time. So, I would go with Beaton ahead of Duffy.
Hold on a second now. People are complaining about my sound. Is that a bit better now, is it? Sound better now for you folks? Should be a bit better. But yeah, look at Soro and Griff have to start. Griff has to start. We look at Lee Griffiths. Think of that cracking goal when we beat them 5-1 a couple of years back. Well, 3 years ago. When literally far right corner from outside the box. Florian didn't have a clue what was going on. And then when we beat them 2-0 and he got the scarf and he started wearing the scarf.
So, well, that's the thing. You know, Griff and Eddie know how to score at Ibrox. They've scored plenty of goals at Ibrox. So that kind of puts them ahead of Klimala and Ayeti, obviously. And just in terms of they've been a bit more prolific, a bit more game time this year as well. So they two have got to start. They looked really sharp at Hamilton on Saturday, and they looked really, really sharp. I didn't see the Ross County game last week, but they looked sharp again tonight. Do you know what I mean? So
that pitch is horrendous at the moment. Celtic Park's pitch is It's one of the best
Listen,
sides.
Ibrox is just as bad, mate. Honestly, the weather's not helped any
Yeah,
of the pitches up here.
I've watched them against Hibs. They were literally got out of jail beating Hibs. Hibs had their chances against them last week. But look at this is a make or break for Rangers as well. Like if we beat them, the morale's gone. Like they still have to win, obviously keep winning games. But the champions might turn up, which we were hoping we turn up and give them a game. If it's a 1-0, I don't care. Once you do the hard way, once it knocks the confidence out, and that's the main thing. Like I can't expect a lot of Celtic fans to go and say, oh, I'm going to beat them 2 or 3-0. Like it's there for us. But okay, all we can do is keep the same team that we played. As you said, same team. We'd go with the same thing. Let's obviously play. I'd actually take Laxall out. I'd bring Taylor in.
I was thinking that, to be honest, originally, but I think the pace and the work rate that Laxalt has. I'm not saying Taylor's lazy or anything, but I just think his deliveries can be a bit more dangerous than Taylor's. So, listen, I wouldn't be disappointed if Taylor plays, but I just think in terms of going forward, I think if you're going to play Taylor, then possibly Elyounoussi comes in wide left in the midfield for us. So I don't know, but
Moy came off the bench today and he scored. He played quite well. There was a few.
he was unlucky a couple of times when he came off the bench. And he's got that in his locker. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, he's not scored against Rangers yet, but he's got that in his locker. So I think we've got plenty of options in terms of middle to front. It's just sorting out at the back and then goals. We just need to tighten up there.
I just want to stop people for a second. Henry McKenna is saying that Moy sounds bad. So just comment below if Moy sounds bad, folks. I'll change my microphone. It shouldn't be bad because I've done a check on this before we came on. So I don't know if it's his phone or if it's let us know if it sounds bad on my side. I can hear guys perfect anyway. Right back. So you go with Frimpong right back.
Yeah. Because obviously the problem we've got is normally you would play Alhamid in there, but obviously I know Bersheva's spoke about getting a loan deal for him to take him back to Israel, so I don't see him getting into the Celtic team anytime soon. I think possibly at worst case scenario, Ayer's going to play right back again. You know what I mean?
People are saying like regards to Taylor. Taylor's a couple of assists in the league. Taylor's a couple of goals as well. He has more goals than Laxall. Laxall has the goal obviously against Hibs. I think Taylor's that step in the game. Obviously, I thought he played fantastic in the cup final. Played well against Lille. Played well against Kilmarnock as well. I really just think. Just give me a second, folks. People are complaining about the fucking sound in this. Just 2 seconds now, guys. Can you hear me any better now?
A wee bit. It's the sound isn't bad. It's a wee bit low, but it's no. What I would say is unbelievably low. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, let's go see. Just give me 2 seconds now, folks. I'll get your headset. Things you gotta do to keep these Tims happy, eh? Things you gotta do.
As I say, like Taylor's. Do you think Taylor's got a wee bit more dig about him than Laxalt?
Hold on. That be better?
Hi.
Let's see, can you hear me? I have to fix the settings. Hold on. Stop the mic. Stop mic cam.
Up, disappeared. Michael Casey at Laxalt gives away too many free kicks in dangerous positions. Yeah, he's a wee bit overeager at times. I think Michael in terms of that, but I think Taylor's the same. I just think Taylor might have a bit more dig about him. Maybe that's why people are favouring him. overlooks out.
Hear me better now, guys?
Aye, that's fine, mate.
Perfect. Can everybody hear me? Because I should be working better now. Right, back to the game. So we have our defence picked. I would go with, you know what, personally I think maybe this is, as much as Duffy's played in the big games for Ireland and played in the Premier League against the big sides, I don't know if he's ready for the Huns on Saturday. I really don't think he's ready just yet. So I bring him off the bench. You know, he can bring a bit of presence to the team. You know, he's a passionate Celtic fan. We all know he's a dirty boy. But I go with Beaton. Beaton's more composed. I thought Beaton. I know Hamilton and Rangers are completely different oppositions. I know plastic pitch and all that. We played the weekend. Beaton. The only thing I'll say about Beaton is he can be too composed, too slow pace. And if we're gonna beat Rangers in every aspect of the pitch, it has to be high tempo football like we done today. We have to play that pace where Frimpong boots up the wings. If it's Laxall, if it's Taylor, we need to do that. You know, but Beaton, he's been a long servant at the club. He's not afraid to get stuck in. He knows how important he's played. He's played against Rangers many times, you know. So I go with Beaton. I go with Oyer in there. What could happen is, as much as I don't want it to happen, because you've had shaky spells, it could be a case that if Jeremy does get a bad injury, as you said, he takes a lot of bad ones. It could be a case that Oyer could stick in right back, push up the right wing, and then Duffy could come in as centre back. There's no point. There's no point in Lenny changing it to 3-5-2. There's no one.
No, just keep the same formation. It's done well, do you know what I mean?
That's it. You know, and I just don't think. I love Frimpong. I just don't think he's an out-and-out right back. I don't think he's physically good enough to play right back for Celtic. Like, attacking wise, he's an absolute beauty to watch. And majority of games, as much as Christie's playing in that right wing position, he hasn't been right wing position the last couple of games. He's been putting in, which is suiting him, because he got a nice goal against obviously Hearts in the cup final. Unbelievable goal. You know, like a lot of people want the diamond. The diamond has to be played. Okay, we'll have to see what happens with the defence. Midfield, no question about it. The midfield does not change. You keep Soro, you keep McGregor, you keep Turnbull in there. Turnbull against Rangers. Imagine Turnbull scoring against Rangers.
Imagine Soro scoring against Rangers.
With the Ivory Coast flags everywhere. Everybody pulling the tricolours backwards.
But in terms of the top five, we're talking about top five games at Ibrox.
We'll go into that in a second, but just keep this the formation. Callum McGregor, you don't bring Bruni in for this one. You keep Bruni out.
I keep Bruni out. As much as I know you're going to get 100% out of Bruni, I just think we seem to be buzzing a wee bit better without him in the team. And I know it's contradicting myself because of how we played against Hearts in the cup final, but I think that was more to do with because it was Hearts. That's why you got a bit more out of Griffiths and Bruni.
Well, about it because it's Rangers. Bruni stepped up to play many times against Rangers.
He has. And listen, if he plays in Saturday, I've not really got a problem with that, because you know Soro will probably come on at some point. But I just think it's probably more sensible to play Soro, especially with his goal today.
Every time a Scottish person says Soro, that song gets stuck in my head.
Sunshine on Life, Soro.
It is absolutely shocking. I'm gonna give this person a Graham Norton chair. So I'll give it a second there, Tony. Give you a Graham Norton chair there. Nice little block for you. Take care of yourself. Block you over. It's being blocked anyway. So I want to see what other people saying. So someone said here, Lisbon 67. Kieran's been saying that Christie's the problem. Christie's the problem for. So would you take Christie out and bring Mohamed Anusi in instead?
Maybe. Funnily enough, I was talking today about it, whether you would drop Christie for somebody like Rogic or Elyounoussi, but no, I just think he's got that match winning moment in his boots. He's seen it against Aberdeen, he's seen it against Hearts, he's done it for Scotland. He's got that. He's got it. I think he kind of tries too much.
We go back to that game last year when we got beaten by them 2-1 at Celtic Park. Was it his goal or was it Edwards? It was Edwards' deflection. You know.
Who was that?
When Christie took that shot and hit off.
Oh,
Edwards,
aye.
You know. I know Christie has scored against Rangers and Ibrox a couple of times for Aberdeen. I won't play on Saturday. I just think he's kind of stepped off the plate. I don't know if it's because of Soro, Turnbull, and McGregor are just at a new level, and he's not at that level yet. He's not at that level this season. Look, he's a great player. He's been good for us, but Christie, I wouldn't play him. I'd bring him as an impact sub. I'd bring him on. I played Mohammed. I'd even play Mikey Johnson ahead of Christie. I know that sounds crazy, but I just think Mikey Johnson would get in there for a bit of pace. He's faster. He's more trickery than Christie. Now Christie, obviously dead ball situation's pretty good, but sometimes he can't cross the ball for his life.
I mean, that's obviously where he's gone wrong in terms of, he loses a lot. He loses a lot in that when he's with his deliveries, but sometimes his deliveries can be pinpoint as well. So for me, I think he's got to start, and then you bring somebody like Johnson or Elenussi or Rogic on.
Frank, from watching from YouTube for months and then got a spell on with his team selection and his tactics too. We all know we're going to play 4-3-3, and we always do, and we know the midfield. Is it a case that you might pack the midfield though against him, because he's done it many times and it hasn't worked for us? And Gerrard's done it against us, and we obviously hit them on the counter. We go back to the last when we played them on Ibrox, we beat them 2-0. We went into that game and obviously we're on a bit of full form, kicking the season off. We obviously hammered St. John's at the start of that season, then we didn't qualify for the Champions League. We beat AIK over in Stockholm. We hammered them. Was it 4-0, 4-1? So yeah, Woods. You don't pack the midfield. People are saying let's start Soro and Brown.
No, listen, I do think McGregor probably needs a rest, and then I think you bring somebody like Bruni in. But for me, on Saturday, I think you've got to go with the same team that started today, same formation, and just try and play the same way. Just go out and attack Rangers like you've attacked. Like, just treat them like any other team. Don't think that the Rangers don't think that you desperately need the points. Just go out and get the 3 points, and play the way you can play.
Obviously Julian's going to miss the game. Kenny's saying could Brown play that position? Brown height wise is not going to be a centre half. Brown's only like what, 5'7", 5'6". I met Scott Brown, he's smaller than me. He was 5'8". I won't put Scott Brown centre back. I just think that's
no, definitely not.
He's not tall enough. He doesn't have the legs for, especially Morelos or Kent. Like Rangers' biggest weakness or biggest threat against us is the set piece. Like Barisic, Travaner, they can hit them, and we need to not give away stupid fouls. Someone said there on the channel there a few minutes ago, for example, Laxall gives away stupid fouls, so we can't afford to give away stupid fouls. We'll go back to the Celtic Park defeat. We gave away a stupid free kick, and what was his name? Goldson scored against us.
Yeah.
So we can't. I think there's more pressure on Rangers than Celtic going into this game. Like, obviously they're in the home patch, fans, the top of the table. Obviously we have the games in hand. They're on cruise control. They've only had one defeat this season, so this will make or break Celtic. Personally, at the Neil Lennon's perspective, like, this is Neil Lennon's biggest game of his managerial career. I think this is the biggest game. If Neil Lennon gets the result, which a lot of people have doubted Neil Lennon, and I was one of them people at a stage for a couple of weeks that said Neil Lennon has to go. But you stuck by him, guys. You said there's no point changing him. There's no point changing it. As much as he's not number one, it's not going to happen. And we've moved on from that dark cloud. And we have a bit of sunshine over Parkhead with a bit of sorrow at the moment. But Julian's out. Lee Griffiths has to play, and that's it.
I think the Neil Lennon's the biggest game of his managerial career was definitely Hearts in the cup final, and you noticed that after the penalties, he took a kind of long look up to the heavens, and he really looked emotional. It was almost that kind of emotion that he showed in last season's Scottish Cup final when we won 2-1, and that was his job in the line, because if he loses that cup final 2-0 up at half time, he's out the door. Simple as. So I think that was, obviously, listen, we were cruising. in that first half, and it was 2-0 going on 10-0. And if we get the third goal before half time, then we go on and win 6 and 7-0. But what happens is Celtic do it every time. They put you through the ringer, and it turned out to be the best Scottish Cup final ever. It was an incredible cup final especially for a neutral watching it. I can't imagine.
Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. Look, I'm going to put the microphone right up to my mouth just to keep everyone happy. This right, it's right to me, and I don't know if on Facebook and Twitter people are saying on Facebook it's okay, on YouTube it's sounding mad, but I just got to go on what I have.
It's just low. That's what it is, Jim. It's just it sounds quite low, but it's no. It's no really bad, I think.
What about now? That bar? Is that bar? Bit of an echo.
It's alright, actually. It sounds much the same.
Sounds a bit better, does it? Right, I'm going to talk like this anyway, because these people can hear me. I know it might be a bit of an echo, but I have to adjust it anyway. Someone's saying about Welch. Let me have a look now. Sadly, Welch can't be a big risk. Must win game. Oh, is this the game against Rangers? They play Welch against Rangers. To be honest with you, I thought Welch was putting the deep end, and hopefully there's going to be no mole that leads the team on Friday or Saturday. Because that's what happened the last couple of times. The team's been leaked. There's been a mole, so hopefully there's no. I didn't see much of John Kennedy today. I don't know what they didn't show much of him. Neil Lennon looked more.
Same on Saturday, to be honest. Didn't see much of Kennedy on Saturday against Hamilton.
Ross County seen a bit of him on the sidelines.
I'm convinced the two of them are kidding everybody on. I'm convinced that Lennon and Kennedy are just winding everybody up, because I think it was a cup final, Lennon was celebrating. It might have been the second goal when he was going absolutely nuts, and Kennedy was he hugged him, but he showed absolutely zero emotion. And I was like, there's no danger that I've seen John Kennedy run up and down the touchline before celebrating a Celtic goal, so I don't really know what's going on. But listen, forget what's that?
Rangers to settle for the draw.
I think they'll be delighted with the draw. If I'm being honest, I think they'll take a draw all day long. It keeps them 16 clear, and it takes away a Rangers game against us. So I think they'll definitely take a draw if they can. I think they're capable of beating us on Saturday, but I think they'll be quite happy to take a draw as well. We obviously wouldn't. We need to win. We massively need to win.
I think by going in the half time, we'll start getting nervous. I'll be more nervous at half time than going into the game, starting the game. We started on, it'll be the same as we did today. As I said, obviously bring Beaton in for Julian and keep Griffiths on. I honestly don't think he's going to come on and make a difference.
No.
I think he looks frustrated at the moment. It'd be a Tom Rogic. He played well. He came on a bit of sharp feet today. Little corner on the box. I thought he could have won a penalty for us today as well.
I mean, I know that. What you call it? There will be a lot of. It's a cliche, with the first goal in an Old Firm game. Whoever scores the first goal in these games, obviously has a psychological edge. And Rangers haven't been behind that much this season, but when they do go behind, they seem to struggle a lot more. So if we can get the first goal, it'll really show everybody what they're all about.
Like an Edward 20-minute goals, like the Gary Hooper goal, right?
Aye, listen, whether it's the first minute or the last minute, Jane, it's all about getting that first goal, getting your noses in front and building for there.
We're gonna go down memory lane here for Celtic fans. Top five victories at Ibrox. Before me and Gaz start talking about the top 5 victories, I want you to put down a particular game that's your favourite victory at Ibrox. I'm saying all victories in one. Just pick one particular one that makes you buzzing. Well, you know what? We looking at a few flashbacks there the other day. Joe Denny's header against them at Celtic Park when Joe Denny played. Was it centre back he played or left back?
I think so. I know Ledley. I know Ledley played defence for us a few times.
Yeah, he played. I think he played. I think he played left back that one. Or was it not Wilson was playing left back? Or was it him that played left back? But right, I want a couple of, let's go through it. Let's go through the comments here. I want to see what is your favourite victory against Rangers, Sefco, Newco, Oldco, whatever you want to. If you want to go back before the transition period.
As much as I'd love to say the 5-1 doing we gave him a couple of years ago, it would have to be the back to Martin O'Neill's days, the 3-0 victory. Lugo with a double and Henrik with his 50th goal of the season, rounding Stefan Kloss, I think it was in goals. It was the first victory at Ibrox in 6 or 7 years. It was a massive day for us, and obviously late on in the season. So I think if I'm right in saying, was that the season we won the treble under Martin?
Yes,
I'm pretty sure it was. I wasn't sure if it was the first or second season,
because the second season we had that NTL jersey with obviously the white
aye,
side,
and
that was the Seville run.
That would be top of my list, to be honest.
Definitely. Yeah, the treble was unbelievable. Well, before my time, and we're always Arsenal and Celtic. Someone said 2-0 Ibrox to Sammy, 2 goals. Oh, what a moment! Samaras. I think the Samaras one's very similar date. Now I know the weekend is it going to be the 40 year anniversary or the 50 year anniversary of the Ibrox's last time?
50th.
Okay. I don't like to see anything cruel on the page. I'd be putting up marking respects. Obviously the Rangers supporters that lost. I know there's a documentary on at the moment. Okay, we're all human beings. We're football supporters. There's no need for being bigots about it. So I'm sure a lot of people will show respects towards it. If that was their fans, I'm sure majority of their fans would show respects as well.
I think it helps. I think everybody. I think when it comes to this, I'd like to think that everybody is respectful, and that it's nothing to do with football, and it's people that go to football games and don't come home. Nobody should be doing that. Nobody should have to go through that. No family should have to go through that. But I think it's definitely going to help that the fact that there's no fans inside the stadium, 100%. Because I just feel that a minority of the Celtic support, had they been at Ibrox on Saturday, probably would have been
750.
said something, or shouted something obscene. So I don't know, but I definitely think it helps that there's no fans in the stadium for it.
Imagine the fans were in the stadium and we did lose this game with the season. Realistically, 10 in a row gone, there'd be a lot of aggressive fans.
Well, listen, it would help. It would help the fact that there's not going to be 10,000 there. If we did lose the game on Saturday, the fact that it was only 700 or something, it would help a wee bit in terms of it wouldn't be obviously back at the stadium. It'll be carnage. But in terms of we've just got to go there full of confidence and try and win. No negative thoughts on that.
The Scott McDonald goal, remember that?
That was. That's actually second in my list. That was a New Year game. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure that was a New Year game.
Yeah, no, it was a New Year's. I'm trying to think, was it New Year's?
Pretty sure it was, but in between Christmas and New Year, I'm sure it was the 28th or 29th.
I think it was the 28th because my auntie was at it. She was 10 months pregnant. She was at that game. In Ibrox. Crazy enough. Unbelievable. Look, all I can say is to the people that's watching YouTube tonight, I do apologise about the sound. I know a lot of people complain saying the sound of error on my side. I'm getting a lot of feedback here on Facebook. People are saying it's okay, so I'm going to keep going on about it. I do apologise. More likely when the video is uploaded, you'll be able to hear it properly. There should be no problem with the sound. So look, I can't keep everyone happy. I'm going to keep the podcast going. I'm not ending it, come back in just to try fix sounds, and I do apologise. I think that was obviously that was the kind of, after that result, that McDonald result, we kind of just went to Sunders against him. Gordon Strachan's reign at Celtic went in decline.
Yeah, it's
I know we won the League Cup that season.
Was that the year we won it against Rangers?
Yeah,
An extra time, Darnell Aidan McGeady.
McGeady penalty, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the one. He's well before my time, Frank. We did 60 in the League Cup. Oh God. Oh, Jesus. I thought you would have brought up like the cup final with a bit of alcohol in it when we beat them. I thought you would have brought that up, but actually, there's a good one. That's a cracker one. Big John versus Kloss.
Oh, aye.
It's crazy to think John Hart's nearly signed for them. There's a picture of him literally looking in their Ibrox, and then obviously he failed the injury, and then we signed him. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. It's crazy to think he has a Celtic tattoo and all now. It's not about pundit, but we need to get Chris Sutton on that skybox. We need to get him on it. Rip it into voids. I just can't stand watching Scully Sports. Even the weekend I was watching the 2 games, and boy, it's just an absolute melt to watch. So biased.
Listen, I don't mind McCoist when you've got like some McCoist and Fletcher and even McFadden, but in terms of Chris Boyd, it's just so annoying to watch. He's so irritating, and he knows he's irritating, so he makes it worse. Do you know what I mean? He really lays it on thick.
There's a good question, Ollie, bringing it up there on Facebook. Right, we're going to talk about Edward. Edward's actually being linked with 2 clubs in Serie A. He's been linked with Juventus, the old lady. He's been linked with AC Milan. 25 million rumours. Do we let him go? Do we keep him?
If we win on Saturday, he doesn't go. If we lose on Saturday, he'll probably go. Aye.
Hope he doesn't go, because I don't think the club are going to, if we sold him for 25 million, I don't think the club are going to go out to the market and spend 9 million on him. They want to make back money that they invested in this player. 9 whatever million we got from PSG. They sold the PSG, sorry. Even with the Dembele money, it took a while to get that sorted. Here's another cracking goal. The John Collins free kick. That was 1994, wasn't it?
Was that the free kick against Gorham? I remember that one briefly. I obviously I've seen it on clips now, but I can remember it. I'm that old that I can probably remember it. But
this one I'm gonna bring up, folks, is this is probably one of Gaz's favourites. I can actually guarantee he didn't put this in his top 5. Well, I'm gonna say top 5. He's gonna say his top 5. There you go, guys.
Craig Bellamy's solo wonder goal. Do you know what? I remember it. And he ran over to Rangers fans and knelt down in front of him. I think he might have blessed himself actually in front of him. It was Kyriakis. He turned inside out that day actually.
Kyriakis, former Liverpool player. Jesus Christ.
Aye, but that was incredible. The only downside to that game was obviously we went on to lose in Helicopter Sunday, so that was the only downside to that.
Right, the fucking Motherwell Scott McDonald, eh?
I know. I actually didn't. When you said earlier on your top 5, I didn't actually hear you saying top 5 victories at Ibrox, because one of the games that I picked out, I don't know if you remember, is New Year. I think it was something like the 3rd of January 1999, and it was a 2-each draw at Ibrox. Alan Stubbs and Henrik Larsson scored the goals, and I can remember Moravchik absolutely cracking the crossbar for about 40 yards, and it bounced down, and Larsson with a looping header sent Stefan Kloss into or it was Niemi maybe at that time. It would have probably been Anthony Niemi at that time.
The great YouTube clip about the Scotland manager talking about Niemi trying to recruit him. Niemi, he was a good keeper for Southampton. Right, don't mind the blue book, folks. I have some cracking stickers on though. That's the main thing. These are old stickers. So from 5 to 1 would be McDonald's body. I put down Scott McDonald's body. Obviously, I was away in Spain. Big moment, my auntie and uncle were at it. It was just the way he took the technique. He took it down his chest, turned it, and smashed it. Unreal, absolute class. Number 4 would have to be Sammy Stubble. I think we're going into that game we weren't confident we didn't have an out-and-out striker. I know Sammy was considered a striker. The majority of that season played as a winger on the left wing. So Sammy's double, obviously that Joe Ledley ball over the top, took it around McGregor. Was it Broganagra? Is it? Tried to clear it off the line. Sammy just went off, jumped over the coral, or left coral, whatever they call it. And then the lad with the paddy hat on his head. Very similar to PC Lustig. Very similar. Number 3 would have to be what you said, the Lugo double and the Larson. Larson only got 50 goals. Unreal. Absolute class. Number 2 would be the 5-1 when Paddy Roberts got taken down. Scott Sinclair scored. Lee Griffith scored an absolute belter. Then he scored 3 goals in the second half. McGregor scored. Boyata scored. And who was the last goal?
Lustig.
Lustig was the last goal. PC Lustig. The Titanic music and the famous tackle as well from that game. The Simidovic. Oh, Jesus. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And the last one would have to be one of my favourites. I always watch it before we play these fuckers. Would be the 3-2 game a couple of years ago. Edwards.
Yeah.
We were down to 10 men. So obviously they scored first. Roger scored. They scored again. And then what was it?
Dembele scored in a stroke at half time, and then Jozo got sent off.
Scott Brown's assist for Dembele in the lob over him, and you see me jumping in the air. And then obviously Edward came on, played left wing. Simidovic got sent off. Was it a red card? Never a red card, was it?
No, for me.
There was contact.
That was actually an MSP up here. Douglas Ross. He's been in the news quite a lot lately, and I have never seen an official scream red card so many times in any football game. He got so animated, it was unreal. So, no red card for me. There was contact, but he's made the most of it for me.
Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Audio. Let me see. What about now? Everyone hear me perfect now?
That's a lot better.
Right, that's much better now. Everybody can hear me now.
Aye, it's a lot better. Let's go on again.
Is that better now?
It's a wee bit lower again. I'm not too sure what you done there, but it seemed to work for a bit.
Was it that's a better, is it?
Aye.
That's it. Right. Just let us know if it's all working all right now. Should be perfect. Yeah. No, not muted now. I'm off the mute. Fred, I missed at the end. Yeah, you missed a double cert at the end. Scott Bain came in for that game, but that Edwards goal. Oh. And then the noise. And then the fireworks at the end of it, we just heard, it's like something of WWE was. The Titans wrong. Too loud. It's too loud. People are saying it's too loud. Oh, there's no win. I'm just gonna talk. Sound
you can turn the volume down if it's too loud, but in terms of it's a lot better than what it was. My other wins was that I had down my favourite wins. Obviously, the Larson Lubo 3-0 win, the 1-0 to McDonald that you mentioned, the 5-1 that you mentioned. One of them, actually, I think it was Brendan Rodgers' first season, and it was on Hogmanay, actually. Never been done before in a Celtic Rangers game, as far as I'm aware. But we went to Ibrox and we won 2-1. Scott Sinclair scored. I think they might have took the lead in this one. Yeah,
they did.
Dembele equalised. We smashed it in the
Miller scored.
Aye.
And then it was the corner. Aye. And then Lustig left it, and then Dembele just roofed it. That was
through the net, and scored late on, I think.
New Year's Eve 2016. I remember it quite well because my best pal was home from Australia, and he's a big Liverpool fan, so I had to watch. I watched the Glasgow derby. Had a few bottles. I was absolutely steaming because I was drinking from 8 o'clock that morning.
had a little kidnap after the game, then went and watched the Liverpool game with him. But yeah, Wijnaldum scored for Liverpool that night. But but Scott Sinclair, that the play, Armstrong laid, it was Roberts, then Armstrong laid it across, and then it was unbelievable, absolutely class goal. Sinclair was unreal against him. He just loved scoring against him. Even the hand and showdowns were absolutely unbelievable.
Aye, he knew the way to go against Rangers. So, as I say, that would be my top 5. Obviously, the 2 each draw. I thought
2 each was unbelievable. Obviously, the Chris Commons debut goal. Well, Chris Commons' old firm debut before they went down, and then Fraser Forster got sent off. Zaluska came on. It was a Scottish Cup quarter final. Bruni on his left foot. El Hadj Diouf right in his face. One of the most iconic moments I've ever seen in football.
Definitely. There's been so many, as I say, in recent years, more to be honest, than in the past. You'd have to probably go back. 2 each, definitely. Brunei goal was phenomenal. And similar, when you look back to the Hearts game there, the Hearts Cup final, loved it that it was in Naismith and Halliday's face for the Griffiths goal. Absolutely loved that side of Brunei.
Guys, I got your t-shirt signed by Big John and Killock, remember? we were at the game. That was the Legends game we were at.
Oh, so it was, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Ness and Whittaker. I was going to say Whittaker. Yeah, good times. We can go there. I'm very. If you said to me 4 weeks ago, I say, look, I'm not commenting on the Ibrox, but things have changed around. Getting that win against Lille, beating Kilmarnock, winning the cup final, beating Ross County again, obviously beating Hamilton, and then beating Dundee today. It's been a massive turnaround in December for Celtic, and that was class, unbelievable. I know these are home goals. What about Nakamura's goal against them?
You don't even need to mention what one it is. You just know it's the one for the halfway line near enough where he absolutely he put some swaz in it and unbelievable.
Left foot as well, and it just bends past. It was McGregor, and then Alexander had to get in goal.
Unbelievable goal, unbelievable player, absolute world class.
That was an unbelievable goal as well. Alan Thompson's the airplane after.
I think. Yeah, that was a late goal as well. I'm sure it was quite late in the game.
The airplane, El Tomo, his long sleeve. That was the 04-05 season, and then you remember Chris Sutton's got a belter against him as well.
Aye, that was the whitewash game.
And then there's a picture of him. It looks like he's pulling a plug. There was numbers of Manchester. He looks like he's pulling the plug. Unbelievable. But I'm glad we have ended the year on a bit of positive note, because if we were still in this stuff, a lot of people are being turned off coming onto the podcast and looking at podcasts because of so much negativity,
There has been a lot of negativity and a lot of hatred and a lot of bile towards the club, towards the board, towards the manager. I'm really, really glad that at least that we've ended the year well, and hopefully we can continue into 2021.
Exactly, and it's not going to be the end of the world if we lose on Saturday. Just to let you all know, I'm not trying to be buzzkilling it here. Like, we're a football club, we have a massive history. We've had 9 fantastic years. If we don't get the results on Saturday, just don't let it bog you down for weeks, because we're starting to get a build of momentum. If it's a draw, it's a draw. We don't want the draw. We all want the win.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens. But it's been Sean Maloney's goal in the League Cup. Remember that?
Oh, it was another belter. Am I right in saying it would have been too late for Baldy, wasn't it? Who scored the second one?
It was Baldy. Baldy scored. Baldy scored in the second half.
Because he absolutely went through McGregor.
The chest infection.
McGregor into a coma for the second one.
Chest infection's okay, folks. I've been haven't been well since Christmas Eve. I got tested yesterday for COVID-19. It came back negative today, so I don't have COVID-19. Thank God. Good to hear, folks. Good to hear. So I'm gonna try get on tomorrow, do a podcast with one of the boys, Liam, We're going to do one on Friday night as well. We're going to do a podcast. Going to come up with more stuff. And then Saturday we'll do a podcast after the game, regardless what the result is. If we scalp them, we beat them, we'll be all getting the champagne out, and then they'll be falling to sunders with our. Well, like the amount of them I keep blocking on TikTok, they're absolutely deluded. Like they come onto the Celtic pages and just like absolutely obsessed.
Aye, it's just this part of the world that we live in. Honestly, it's both sets of fans are obsessed with each other, and they can't live without each other, unfortunately.
It won't be my cup of tea, as I mentioned many times ago. That I won't even have the time to go on and look at their pages and what they're doing. You know, it's not even worth it. You know, we've had the banter years for the last 9 years. You know, it's been great, and as I said, it's not over until the fat lady sings.
That's it.
To the fat Sally sings.
We just need to go there with confidence. And we need to go and play our style of football that we have been playing.
That's it, Rick. Dan, don't think them as Rangers. Don't think them as the top of the league. Just go and play them like any other opposition.
I just play them like any other, as you say, any other game.
And do we have a plan B now, guys? We didn't have a plan B before all this storm here.
I think we do, because I think we know we've got players on the bench that can come on and do a job for us. And listen, as much as we're going to know about Eddie and Griffiths, a Yeti, a Klamala could come on and be the hero on Saturday. Who knows? Because we know they've got it in them, and we know they've not been getting much game time, but they could easily come on and have the last laugh. And obviously, I hope it doesn't go that late. Hopefully, we're 2 or 3-0 up at half time, and we can start to relax a bit. But in terms of
2 or 3 nothing up, Jesus guys, what are you on, fucking Euro minions or something?
Well, listen, I want to be comfortable.
You won't be doing the Euro minions. You'll be Brexit, and I'll be worrying about that.
I want to be as comfortable as possible, to be honest. So, let's as you say, let's treat it like any other game. Let's not get too carried away. And if it's a defeat or a draw, then take it in the chin and we move on.
It's Steven Gerrard 3. It's Neil Lennon 3. Now look, they've been a better side in the last 3 games. We've seen it in the League Cup against us. They were better, even though we won the League Cup. They beat us at Celtic Park. They fell to Saunders, and then they beat us as well at Celtic Park at the start of the season. Now look at the difference between then and now is we were shaky. Yeah. Edward wasn't in the team. We were just looked like an absolute mess. We didn't qualify for Champions League football. We were a mess at the start of the season. I think there's been a lot of changes since then in regards to obviously bringing Turnbull in, Soro coming in. We have to play Hazard in goal. I know Barkas had a clean sheet today, but Rangers are a different opposition than Dundee United. No disrespect to Dundee United, but Rangers have players that can cause a big threat. Like, as I said, Barisic, free kick, Travanere, Kent. I like to say the word. We changed the K to C, maybe, and put the U in for the E. But
Neil Lennon's already came out tonight and said that Barkas is playing on Saturday. So,
well, I thought that was a piss take. I actually thought that was a piss take. That I didn't.
No. I think, as far as I'm aware, he's came out and said that Barkas is playing on Saturday. That's why he's played him today.
We go there as quad treble champions against an outfit who was won absolutely nothing. The Conor McGregor, you've done absolutely nothing. You win fucking nothing. Yeah,
well, that's the difference. We're going there, winning the last 12 trophies. That was a problem, because we still had the Scottish Cup final hanging over our heads, and now that we've done it, we've achieved history again. We'll go there with much more confidence.
And will Gaz be on the Gaz boys on Saturday for the big game?
I am sure I'll have a few.
I'm sure you'll do a preview on your page as well. Gaz usually does a preview on his page about a half an hour before the kickoff. So if you haven't seen Celtic Appreciation page, I'll put it up. I'll put it up on the page, on the Facebook page after it, to like the page. We'd be really appreciated. We're a better team. Let's show it.
That's it. We're the champions. We're the best team in Scotland. Let's go and show it, and put this mob in their place.
maybe Hazard was just rested today. We can only see what the starting lineup is at 11:30. It's a half 12 kickoff, isn't it?
Half 12 kickoff. I think if Hazard plays today, then he plays on Saturday. The fact that he's rested him today, I don't believe he's going to play him on Saturday.
It's a strange one, but like, why would you take a keeper out? You've had 4 clean sheets in a row.
I don't know.
Domestic.
He obviously maybe he just doesn't trust him yet. I don't know.
Maybe
scenario.
Maybe because he's from Antrim and he's maybe the whole Northern Ireland Celtic Rangers thing is probably getting to him a bit too much high pressure from a bit high tempo. Could be that. You don't know.
I don't know. Only Neil Lennon will know that. But in terms of, I just think I can understand why he's taking out the equation, but I think it's harsh on the boy a day.
Gavin thinks Duffy's to start and put one in the net for his stats. That'd be emotional, wouldn't it?
That would be incredible.
That
would be an incredible moment, and I'd love to see it. Listen, as I've said many a time, any player that pulls the shit on, I'll never kind of be nasty about them. I might not think they're good enough, and I'll call them out if I think they need dropped. But I've no doubt Duffy's given 100%. I don't think he'll start on Saturday, and I don't think he'll play on Saturday. He might come on late on, but I don't see it.
If he starts, would you be a bit like a train wreck going into it? You not trust him just yet?
It's bad enough with Barkas and goals. It's bad enough with Barkas and goals, but I don't know. I think try and keep as strong as possible. And listen, he might play on Saturday and he might have a blinder, and I might be on the next podcast eating humble pie in a whole pan. But I don't see it. I don't think he'll start him. I think he'll go with Beaton for the experience.
Yeah, Hazard was poor against Hearts. The only thing that kind of took him off the dark cloud was obviously the 2 penalty saves. But I'm talking about like in the league wise, he's had clean sheets. He hasn't conceded a goal in the league.
That's a great lesson for the boy, because he looked a lot more commanding against Hamilton on Saturday. I thought he looked a lot more bullish against Hamilton on Saturday. Obviously, I've seen the Ross County game, but I think he's came out of the Scottish Cup final. He knows he's made big mistakes, and for a lot of the goals, a lot of the moments, he had hairy moments for coming for certain balls and then missing.
But think about it, if we lost that game, that final, like that would have basically ruined his career at Celtic. I think, that was a massive. Because you're looking at if they won that penalty shootout, we would have looking back at the tour goal. Like even
he should never have been put in that position. No, that's the thing. It's only because of how poor Barkas and Bain have been, and with the fact that we've had problems in goals, that's the reason he was in goals for us in the first place. So I don't think you can proportionally blame to him personally, but I think it's harsh that he's been dropped. But I can understand why. But I would have personally played Bain today ahead of Barkas. And
before I let you go, guys, where'd you get the jammies?
I got them as a Christmas present. I'll just kind of show you them. I've not got a jammy taupe on, but the pajama taupe it's quite nice, quite smart actually. It's just the black with the wee shamrock on it. It's quite nice. But I got the Celtic shop as a present.
Good stuff. And score for Saturday?
2-1 Celtic.
2-1 Celtic. What do you think? With Barkas and goal, you're going to go for a goal conceded?
I think we'll just concede, whether it's Barkas or whoever it is. I think we'll concede our usual goal. But I think we'll score more than them, hopefully.
Do you know what? I'm going to fancy 2-0 on Saturday. I'm going to fancy David Turnbull. I'm going to fancy Shagger Griffiths.
Could be a wee scarf in the post at full time.
I think Shagger Griffiths.
I don't know if he's going to get a scarf there. I've just thought of that. I don't know because there's no fans in, but there would have been a scarf obviously around the post. But
Daniel thinks 2-2. If it's 2-2, Dan, he might as well just kiss 10 in a row. Goodbye.
Aye, if that's what he thinks. It could be 2 each. I don't know, but none of us know. We can only hope that we get the win. As I say, whether it's 1-0 or 5-0, I don't. It doesn't matter. Just go and get the win.
Right, we're going to let Gaz go. We're going to stay in for another 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. A pleasure having you on, Gaz. If you haven't seen his channel on YouTube, or not YouTube, Facebook, Celtic Appreciation page, done on Instagram, CFC Appreciation page, give them a like. 12,000. Do the odd time you get musicians on as well. I haven't got musicians on the last while because it just feels like I have to sit there and admin everything. I don't want to admin everything. They know what the crack is. It's just so the odd time. But anyways, I'm going to stay on for another 15 minutes. Thanks for coming on, guys. And
cheers, mate. All the best.
Have a good news. I'll catch up with you on Saturday, hopefully Saturday night.
Definitely, mate. All the best.
Cheers. So I'm here, folks. There I am, 97 Bumblebee. Look, if people are complaining about the sound, to be honest, it's what I do. I can't do much about, you know. That's the main thing. But yeah, let's see what we can do. So yeah, keep the comments going. Are you all optimistic about Saturday? Because as I said, I'm really optimistic on it. I think we've hit the level. We hit the level that we can do this. We can cause a threat to them. We have Turnbull that's playing great. He's got a nice goal today outside the box. Soro has he's in the department that he can score from outside the box. Callum McGregor looks like he's back to the energy levels that he was previously before Neil Lennon came in. That's the McGregor we need. Oyer's on form. Frimpong booting up the wings, looking great. You know, Edouard's going to take a bit of confidence, scoring an absolute beautiful goal today. We should be going into this really optimistic. Clean sheets in the last 4 or 5 games. Besides the cup final, I think the cup final out of it because it's last season's achievement. But you know, it's a building mentality, and if we don't get anything at Ibrox, a lot of people are going to be this. You know, I understand that, and I completely understand. But we're playing against our toughest opponents this season. Yes, they have beat us once, but we've learned, we've developed under that. We've had the shitstorm, and we're going to move on from that shitstorm. And the only way is to go to the shit pit and beat the shitheads themselves. So yeah, yeah. Look, I don't know why the sound wasn't working during majority of the stream. I do apologise, but I done what I could. I had 2 different microphones. I took it out, done the earphones, done everything. It just probably the platform wasn't picking up. But I do appreciate if you could, if you don't have us on another platform like Facebook or TikTok or Twitter or YouTube, subscribe to the channel. It would really mean a lot to me. We're going for 5k. Once I get to 5k, I'll start getting jerseys. I'll actually start buying stuff and giving it away. Start giving it to people because there's no point at the moment, and I need something to strive for. So if you, and I'm not going to just pick a new person to give it to. Probably give it to someone that's following the page a long time. We'll see. We'll put a few names in the hat that show regular interest. You know, appreciate Michael watching tonight. Appreciate Henry McKenna. He's given me a few belters tonight, but I understand he's been trying to enjoy it. How's it going? Hayley Gordon. Turnbull is changing things, more confident than a few weeks ago. Look at Turnbull. Once we can get Turnbull a full 90-minute engine, Celtic are going to be flying. You know, but this guy could be a guy that could be generating 2 or 3 goals a game for us in the position he's playing. And a lot of people are forgetting as well that Soro has an assist as well today. You know, he gave the ball to Turnbull to score that goal. So, yeah. We can beat them. Yes, we can beat them. Yes, we can. And you know, as you said, nothing to fear about Saturday. You know, we go in as underdogs. We're, at the end of the day, I know we are champions. I completely understand that. We're underdogs here. We have a game to play. We have to play them 3 times this season. We have 3 games in hand. You know, there's going to be room for error. No, I can't see Rangers going on and winning every domestic game. You know, there's faults in that team. They struggled against Hibs. They didn't beat St. Mirren in the League Cup. They beat them today comfortably. Oh, fair enough, 2-0. But we can do it. We can do it. And you know what? Celtic is now a better team to go out and run them riot on them. We've minced them in the past. And there's players in that team that's been a part of that, like Callum McGregor scoring on Ibrox, you know, scoring in Hampden, scoring in Celtic Park against them. He's a winner. He's a winner, but he needs to generate that. Imagine Callum McGregor being a captain, beating them in Kiprocks. I call it Kiprocks because I'm a dub, instead of saying shack box or the piggery, whatever is what I call it, you know. But losing's not in my vocabulary for Saturday. Exactly. Go out, hold out the flag of war, go out and win it. You know, it's like, think it as a title. You know, it's realistically, this is make or break for Celtic this season. Every fan knows it. Every fan knows it. So yeah. Loving the delusional. This is coming from a lad that's on the Celtic page. Love it. Mr. Delusional Bob Smith. Thoughts on then his starting Barcast for Saturday? I think it's a bad decision. Personally, I don't think he's I know he's played in big games, playing in Greek derbies and playing international stage for Greece, but I wouldn't play him on Saturday. I think bring Hazard in. Hazard's been comfortable. He's made a difference with the defence. He's more commanding. I still think Barcast, even when the ball's passed back to the day, still has that bit of anxiety about him. So I wouldn't start him on Saturday. I think personally, Conor Hazard, I think Hazard's at the club. Hazard is growing up at Antrim. He knows what the crack is. Playing for Celtic, playing for Cliftonville, playing for these clubs. He knows what this philosophy of winning, and get Hazard in there, big time. You know, Greek derbies are big. They're not as big as the Glasgow derby, but you know the Greek people, they are Panathinaikos, AK Athens, Olympiacos. They're big derbies. So you know, you look at them on YouTube. So yeah. You might not think it, but yes, they are. They are. As I said, I'll stay on for another 5 minutes. Keep the comments going. But if it pays off for Lennon, if you get the result on Saturday, if you get a clean sheet, he pulls off a big save, that's Barcast kicking the season off from. You know, it could be a massive break for Barcast. If he gets it wrong, he might as well go in the summer, as much as he spent 5.5 million on him. I just think it hasn't worked out for him just yet. But the only way he's going to test himself is playing the big games as well. But my personal opinion, I want Hazard to play. But you're going to have to put faith in every player that's we have on the roster, you know, as much, you know, it's this. We have to have faith in Duffy. And, you know, there's comments, 50-50 comments tonight saying Duffy should play. If Duffy plays, he'd be up for it. He might score against him, do it against his dad. Like, Duffy has a set piece in him, you know. It is a massive break or a disaster for Barcast. It's a massive break, a disaster for Celtic as a club in some people's eyes for this season. If Celtic don't get it right and Rangers top 10, it just feels like people have just wasted a lot of money this season. A lot of money on a virtual season pass. That what have they got back in return? What have they got back in return? And I've seen a lot on the Celtic state of mind. Paul says it and Colin says it, that they're not going to sell the season books next season. They're not going to. If they don't get 10 in a row, they might say good luck, because even if they were to do 10 in a row, the season books with this pandemic, I can't say it, but you're going to get your regular people that will. My personal opinion, I don't think Celtic Park, if it went back to full capacity next season, we don't do 10. I can't say him being 35,000, and I know that sounds crazy, but we'll see what happens. You know, there's a lot of football to go. We win on Saturday, builds momentum. We're already building momentum. We're in fifth gear, but it'll have us on a stable fifth gear going into the rest of the season, the second half of the season. Yes, there's no Dubai holiday, and the Dubai trip always helps Celtic. Always helps Celtic, you know. It is realistic, you know. As I said, it's not over until the fat lady sings, and that's what we knew. I gave you a bit of stick, but no harm. I'm 54, watching since I was 7. Well, you've been supporting Celtic longer than me anyway, Henry. Big time. Be positive. Trust me, I am more than positive going in on Saturday. You asked me this 4 weeks ago, I would have been like, where would we play? We have no confidence with Edward, no confidence with Griff. We have confidence up front here. We're confident that playing that connection of football is quite well. We have a midfield that are absolutely bossing the games, the energy levels, that pressing on teams, that work rate. It was just, it's class. It was enjoyable to watch. It was a good result today, a really good result. A lot of positive from a clean sheet, Soro scoring, Turnbull scoring 4 and 6. You know, Barca's getting, as I said, Barca's come back in. It is a confidence boost. The only buzzkill is Julian getting injured, and I hope Julian's okay. I really do. I don't think he'd be obviously ready for. Don't think he'd be ready for Saturday. Don't know how long he's out for. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there, folks. I really enjoyed doing the podcast tonight. I really appreciate the support and all the platforms. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. If you can do me a favor, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you haven't, go see how many are on Facebook there looking at it. It mean a lot to me if you could, because I'm going for 5k. The anniversary is around the corner. There's 400 to go. I'm sure we can get it. We can get it. It means a lot. Yeah. Good night. As I said, good night. I hope you all have a good New Year. I'll be back tomorrow night. Be back tomorrow night with Liam Christie. So we'll Liam will be having his thoughts on it. I'm sure we'll see a few familiar faces tomorrow. Probably about half an hour stream, and we'll take us there, and then we'll have Michael back in on Friday. Michael will be back on Friday. Michael's A game. So we'll see. Take care of yourselves. Good night. God bless. Hail, hail, Super Celts.